नमो नमस्ते गुरवे महात्मने विमुक्तसंगाय सदुत्तमाय नित्याद्वयानन्दरसस्वरूपिणे भूम्ने सदा पारदयाम्बुधाम्ने नमस्ते नमस्ते विभो विश्वमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते चिदानन्दमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते तपोयोगगम्य नमस्ते नमस्ते श्रुतिज्ञानगम्य स्वाराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेषा भवत्कृपा श्रीमहिमप्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्रीगुरवे महात्मने नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते। हरि ओम तत्सत्। शांति मंत्र। ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः
ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः
शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा
शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा
शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः
शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः
शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः
शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः
नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो
नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो
त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि
त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि
त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि
त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि
ऋतं वदिष्यामि
ऋतं वदिष्यामि
सत्यं वदिष्यामि
सत्यं वदिष्यामि
तन्मामवतु
तन्मामवतु
तद्वक्तारमवतु
तद्वक्तारमवतु
अवतु मामवतु वक्तारम्
अवतु मामवतु वक्तारम्
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Now, whatever we have done by the various kinds of upasana, as last class also we had summarized, then coming finally to the Pranava Upasana. And everywhere at the end it is mentioned that one attains the highest through that. Now the question is that if for attainment of the ultimate aim, these upasanas and practices, they are enough and one can attain that, then is there no value or meaning for the Vedas, which had spent lot of effort, time and shlokas on various moral codes, various behavioral qualities. It's not only Vedas, in Bhagavad Gita also we find. Then various karmas also are there, rituals, various practices. Before pregnancy, during pregnancy, after childbirth, then after the child, as the child grows, then again before marriage, during marriage, after marriage. It's full of so much the Vedas have written about everything. So, have they not any value? That question may appear in people's mind. And I am sure that is the greatest trouble we face in the modern time. Because when we speak about the self, mostly it appears to be a philosophical discourse, and which we have to understand with our intelligence. But the real understanding of the self is to make the mind has to become the self, for self-realization. So there, because of our neglect for the behavioral code, neglect for even upasana also, neglect for the qualities to be attained in our brahmacharya life, garhasthya life, vanaprastha life, sannyasa life, because we are neglecting those, the full satisfaction or fulfillment of realization doesn't come. And I don't think there is any shortcut way. We are talking about expansion of mind, purification of mind, purification of emotions. All these things are not just words. And unless those are cultivated in our mind, intelligence, emotion, the vastness, the greatness of this self-realizational pursuit will never dawn in us. It's not a philosophy. I tell you again and again, look into your mind and be very sure about it. This I am telling from my whole life sadhana and whatever I have found in the devotees, Swamiji's devotees all around in the world. People neglect the development of our character, of our qualities, the expansion of the which results in the qualities of our mind, qualities of our intelligence. So, that is why in this Upanishad we find, after talking about this Pranava Upasana, which I have quoted from all the Upanishads, that how significant it is. Thereafter it has suddenly come down to these moral codes, behavioral codes and all. This 9th anuvaka, we have completed up to 8th anuvaka. This 9th anuvaka, and later on also for some time, it is all about that. Particularly it starts with the 9th anuvaka. So we will try to understand what they are meaning, to apply it in our life, because we are missing it miserably, I must say. Spiritual sadhana is not philosophy. Spiritual sadhana is not just what we mean by bhakti. Spiritual sadhana is not just meditating and reading the scripture or listening to the scripture. It's not. People do not have the fitness to do meditation. Meditation need not be done. Meditation dawns, provided our mind is clear. When our mind becomes pure, we don't have to meditate. Meditation dawns. And whatever should come through meditation, that also should happen. And even if it happens, what do they mean? There also people fail. Suppose they have even the experience of a so-called samadhi or some kind of samadhi or even nirvikalpa samadhi. What do they mean with respect to our life, with respect to the world, with respect to our behaviors? Nobody thinks about it. Some experiences had and they become glorified about that, and whole life, even it doesn't come again, and they remain complacent that I had this, I had that and all. This I have seen in many cases. Even now the letters which come, I see that. Whatever is happening, because unless whatever we are experiencing in meditation, that vastness, that lightness, that sky-like feeling, that has to come in our behavioral life. Without that, how can we say that we have realized the self? You might have had samadhi, that doesn't mean that you have realized the self. Then why are you behaving in a small manner? Why are you behaving in a selfish manner? Why are you holding on to your property, holding on to everything, and you are behaving in a very restricted, sankirna, that constricted manner? So this is a point which I never knew that Taittiriya Upanishad will open up, because I have not studied it earlier. But as I am going through it, I find that this is something very great that Taittiriya has presented as a caution to us. So after discussing these quotes and all, then in the next section they will go over to Brahmananda Valli. Again they will go back to Brahmananda. That is the ultimate joy of realizing the self. So here in the 9th anuvaka, we will just read once, then word by word we will see. Ritam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Ritam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Satyam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Satyam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Tapascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Tapascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Damascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Damascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Shamascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Shamascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Agnayascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Agnayascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Agnihotram cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Agnihotram cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Atithayascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Atithayascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Manusham cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Manusham cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Praja cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Praja cha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Prajanascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Prajanascha swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Prajatischa swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Prajatischa swadhyaya pravachane cha.
Satyamiti satyavacha.
Satyamiti satyavacha.
Rathitaraha.
Rathitaraha.
Tapa iti tapo nityah paurishishtihi.
Tapa iti tapo nityah paurishishtihi.
Satyamiti satyavacha rathitaraha.
Satyamiti satyavacha rathitaraha.
Tapa iti tapo nityah paurishishtihi.
तप इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषिष्टिः
स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः
स्वाध्याय
प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धि तपस्तद्धि तपः
तद्धि तपः
इति नवमोऽनुवाकः.
इति नवमोऽनुवाकः.
See, the last three lines, that is satyamiti satyavacha rathitaraha tapa iti taponityah paurushishtih swadhyaya pravachane eveti nako maudgalyah. These are three statements about what each rishi has emphasized. But the previous to that, everything is common. But then somebody is emphasizing this is the most important, another rishi is emphasizing this is the most important, another rishi is emphasizing something else is the most important. But actually it is not contradiction of difference of opinion. When we think properly, we will find that there is nothing different in Satya, Tapa, Svaadhyaya, Pravacana. All are actually aiming at the same thing, that we will come. Now it starts with that repeatedly coming Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. I think there are 12 times they have said this. Why should the Shastra suddenly repeat like this again and again and again? It is very, very rare. Twice they repeat in many cases, like the last point, tadhi tapaha, tadhi tapaha. Tat hi tapaha, tat hi tapaha. Twice. That also means importance. But 12 places, everything conjoined with everything, they are saying Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. So first of all, we have to understand the meaning of Svaadhyaya and Pravachana. There are direct meaning, there are deeper meaning also. Svaadhyaya, generally it means the study of the scriptures. Vedas, generally Veda means it includes the Upanishads also, particularly the Upanishads. But actually Swadhyaya can also be understood as the adhyayana about the Swa. What is the Swa in us? That is our real identity. That is our self. So what are the Upanishads and Vedas talking about? They are basically talking about our real identity, about our self. So it is a study, adhyayana about our self. But it is also interpreted as Swadhyaya means studying oneself. That means sitting with the scripture or listening and studying with that. But the general meaning is that our study should be Guru Mukhat Shravanam, that is studying the Shastras under the tutelage of Guru. So Swadhyaya, most common meaning will be the studying the scriptures with their meaning, with their deeper and deeper meaning, by listening, by remaining under the tutelage of a realized Guru. That is really the Swadhyaya. And what is Pravacana? Generally Pravacana means teaching or lecturing. That is what we understand. But really speaking, Pravacana comes from Prakrishta Vachana. Pra for Prakrishta Vachana. That means you have to, whatever words are there, you have to go into the words very well and link them with our life and connect them. What do they really mean for us? What are the meaning? What is the change to be brought in our vision? What is the change to be brought in our practices? What are the changes to be brought in our behavior? See, am I not teaching, while teaching throughout our this global satsang, whenever there is a scope, or I know I was speaking about the deeper meaning of each word. And what is the meaning of that word when it is applied to our life? Even the Shanti mantras we have dealt with in great detail, that each word, how it is to be applied in our life and what are the transformations it will bring in our life. Pravacana means that Prakrishta Vachana means going into the words and understanding their deeper artha. It is, you can say it is a sort of an introspection. Even if it is a teaching, Pravacana means teaching also. But in teaching also we have to go into the introspection of the words which are coming in. So this Svaadhyaya and Pravacana together means a wholesome study of our real identity, of the Vedas or of the Upanishads. Now, why they are repeatedly saying this? That means we have to understand the importance they are assigning to Svaadhyaya and Pravacana. Whatever you may do, you follow Satya, you follow Tapas, you follow Rita, you follow Dhamma, Shama, you keep Agni, you do Agnihotra, anything, either it is a ritual or any practice or any tapas, any kinds of tapas. Everywhere they are saying, along with that, you should never neglect Svaadhyaya and Pravacana. Why? Because we will be led astray. We will not know what are we supposed to do through that particular thing. Through tapas, what are we supposed to do? Through puja, what are we supposed to do? Through straightforwardness, what are we supposed to do finally? That keeping us on track is only through Svaadhyaya Pravacana. That is why the importance of this. That is why Vivekananda criticized Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had led the greatest movement, mass movement on the basis of Nama Sankirtana. But because he has not given any shastric base to that, the whole movement got degenerated very soon. I think there is enough truth in that. It is not I am not criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but it's a fact. Mahapurushas take one, at that time maybe that mass movement was the most important, and he did not live long also. He was one of the greatest scholars of his time, in Advaita as well as various kinds of Nyaya and all. He was a great scholar. But to the people he has given only Harinama Sankirtana, because they are not fit for that maybe. But unless we put them on the vehicle, on the substratum of the scriptures, they will think that we are only supposed to do this or do that, and all the practices will get degenerated very soon. This is the trouble. So in the first case, he is saying Ritam, two words are there, Ritam and Satyam. Satya means truth. Truth means that it starts from the ultimate truth. Then how that truth is getting manifest as the world and all, they are also truth. That we are saying so much about the world, that it is Vivatta Srishti, it is not Parinama Srishti, it is Vivatta Srishti. This is also truth. So to know the ultimate truth means to know who am I, to know our own real identity. That is the ultimate truth. But this truth has got so many aspects of it. Only when we pursue it, we will know the wholesomeness of what the word Satya means. As just now I said that we may have an Atma Sakshatkara in Samadhi, but when we are not in Samadhi, we are not able to follow whatever we have experienced in Samadhi. We don't understand also. We have never analyzed that. So in life we are missing. After that, whenever we are behaving in the world, behaving with others, we are missing. We are much substandard in that. Compared to many other worldly people also we become substandard. The spiritual people become substandard. Why? Because the truth is not just that. Truth has got various aspects. The truth is the wholesomely absorbing the truth and behaving in that manner. That is manifesting the truth in life. So, rhythm is when the truth is manifest in life. It is called rita. That is, in our karma, in our practices, in our behavior also we have to follow the truth. So one is the truth, the satya, another is the manifest satya as it is manifest in our life is called rita. So when we are following the Vedas or the satya from the dharma, whatever we know, the rita we will try to know how a karma should, how a ritual should be practiced, why should it be practiced, what are the benefits of it, we should know. Suppose Vishnu Sahasranama, the other day I was saying that if we are chanting every day, very soon Vishnu Sahasranama chanting becomes an exercise only, ladai. Vishram Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. We forget what is the purpose of it. The madhurya goes. So, how it is to be done so that the ultimate benefit is had, not only for me, for others, for the world. So that how will you keep? A person who is only doing Vishnu Sahasranama, he will be lost in Vishnu Sahasranama, practicing every day, just like in a gym, exercise. But what the Vishnu Sahasranama is supposed to do for us? What are the changes it should bring in our life? Those things we never think of at all. It is because we have moved away from the Shastras. So, while the practice of Rita and Satya are going on, to keep us to the depth of it, keep us online, the Svaadhyaya, Pravacana become important, essential, indispensable. This is the importance of Svaadhyaya, Pravacana. That is why they are repeating everywhere. Tapascha, Svaadhyaya, Pravachanecha. Well, tapaha means austerity. Tapasya. What is tapasya? Nobody ever thinks of what is tapas. They know fasting has to be done, Amavasya, Purnima, or Ekadashi, and fasting is being done, sometime nirjala, there is no water even can be taken. But what purpose is that? For what we are doing? Nobody thinks. And the Shastras clearly tells us what are the gradations of tapas. You might have done some tapas when you were 11 years, 12 years old or 18 years old. Now you have become 30 years old. Will you continue with the same tapas without any benefit? Or the tapas should go higher and higher level? In Bhagavad Gita 17th chapter, the tapas has been discussed in great detail. Vangmayastapa uchyate. Then Manasastapas. All these things are discussed in the Bhagavad Gita. So, unless we study the scripture, the Bhagavad Gita at least, minimum, how will we know that where lies the position of fasting? There are other scriptures where it has been said that is the most elementary kind of tapas. The ultimate tapas is jnana tapas. What is jnana tapas? Jnana tapas means in our every moment of life we should not forget for any moment the truth, the universality of our identity. So when we are behaving in a selfish manner, constricted manner, greedy manner, possessive manner, is it not we are coming away from the knowledge? So not to come away from the knowledge is jnana tapas. And that is the highest kind of austerity one can. There one need not do fasting, one need not stand on one leg, one need not put 5 fires around and sitting in the sun or so. Those tapas are not necessary there. So as we progress in life, The tapas also will undergo a change. And that is what the Shastras will tell us. And Shastras, Svaadhyaya means Guru Mukhat Shravanam. The Guru will tell us. What is the tapas you should do now? What is the... You just go on doing japa, japa, japa with the mala, you are doing japa and you are speaking people angrily, you are talking to people, complaining about so many things. I have seen such. In our family also I have seen. The old lady counting the japamala, and while sitting with the japamala, scolding everybody, speaking ill about everybody, everything is going on. What is the kind of mala japa then? It has no meaning at all. But they will not think because they are not exposed to the Shastras. People have so many beliefs about previous life, this life, that life. They will never read or listen to Katha Upanishad. They have gone away from the Shastras. That is why Katha Upanishad is to be read in the Shraddha Sabha, when somebody has died and people's mind will be inquiring that what happens when the body falls. Everything is given to us by our forefathers, but poor Indians, they are not honoring what they have received from the forefathers. We are not honoring. We don't care. That is why in life also we are not happy. We don't have fulfillment. So, tapascha, when you are doing some austerity also, don't forget swadhyaya pravacana. That should continue. You should never neglect swadhyaya and pravacana. If you have advanced in your studies and all, pravacana can be taken as teaching also. In the books mostly they have written teaching, studying and teaching. Well, you can teach because through teaching our knowledge becomes more and more confirmed and deeper. Then comes damascha swadhyaya pravacanacha, shamascha swadhyaya pravacanacha. This dama and shama, these two appear in different manners. Sometimes shama dama, that like in sadhana chatushtaya, shama dama adi shadga sampatti. Shama comes first and dama comes next. Here and in other sutras also, dama comes first and shama comes next. Now both are fine, there is no contradiction at all. Only we have to understand what is it. Suppose dama means the external discipline of the indriyas, disciplining our sense organs. Can anything be brought, some little inji like something, or Swamiji's lozenge, something? And dama means mainly the sense organs. They are disciplining them, restraining them, purifying them by the ahara, by various kind of inputs for the sense organs. Ahara doesn't mean only eating. Eating has to be purified. But whatever we are seeing with the eyes, whatever we are listening with the ears, everything has to be sattvic and purified, should be pure. Then our sense organs also will be under control and will be restrained, will be under discipline. Now, unless the senses are disciplined, shama means the calm mind, desireless mind. When the mind becomes reasonably free of agitation, we call it shama. It is an internal calmness. Dama is an external calmness. Shama is the internal calmness. Now, unless the sense organs are unless the sense organs are reasonably disciplined, will you think you can make your mind calm? It won't be. So, Dhamma coming first and Shama following it is fine. Now, in Sadhana Chatushtaya, it is of a Sadhana Chatushtaya is discussed as the fitness for becoming a jnana sadhaka. So there, it is not really talking about sense restraints. When the mind is made desire free, and any jnana sadhak, anybody pursuing the knowledge pursuit, mind has to be free of desire because of the viveka vairagya. It starts with viveka vairagya shamadamadi shatka sampatti mumuksha. So if you have enough viveka and vairagya, your mind will automatically become calm. Then the senses also will be under your control. It is not control, it will get sublimated. When Shama dawns in the mind, the sense discipline becomes automatic. It will not be, you don't have to struggle to have it, you don't have to fight. Automatically it becomes sublimated. Because it is coming as viveka, vairagya. You have vairagya, you have viveka. And then comes Shama. From there automatically Shama. Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana. So, but if you pursue sense restriction or sense discipline, don't forget Svaadhyaya Pravachana. Svaadhyaya and Pravachana should go on parallelly. Otherwise, your sense restraint also will become distorted. You will do many things you will not do, which will spoil your life. By restricting the senses, there are many people who, after becoming old, they indulge in various wrong things. Because they have restrained in a wrong manner. They have not purified their mind. They have not purified the senses through that. So it is not outliving. In a proper sadhana through swadhyaya pravacana should be outliving every moment. Viveka vairagya, by that you will outlive all the sense indulgences automatically. That is why it is followed by titiksha uparati. So, if we do along with Svaadhyaya and Pravachana, then the Upanishads, the Shastras, and particularly when it is Guru Mukhat Shravanam, we are listening from a realized Guru, then automatically they will sublimate our sense organs. No control, it is not an artificial control from outside, it's a natural sublimation. One outlives that. Our whole life, according to our Shastras, Sanatana Dharma, is living and outliving, living and outliving. It is not that kind of a control. It is through knowledge, through proper living, one has to outlive. That is why people, after a certain age, 50 or so, maybe maximum 60, they used to go for Vanaprastha. Because they have outlived everything by then. They have lived the life properly. This I have discussed while starting the Mundaka Upanishad. They have mentioned that Shaunakavo havai mahashalo vidhivad upasanna papracha kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. So Shaunaka was a great householder. Mahashalaha means a great householder. How a householder will become great? By living and outliving. by doing everything in the manner the Sanatana Dharma or the codes of Dharma they direct us to do. If we do that, we will outlive. That is why Shaunaka now has come to Angiras. And what is he asking? Kasminnu bhagavo vijñate sarvamidam vijñatam bhavatiti. He has not come to the Guru there to have to get their grandchildren employed or the son getting married or son getting a job or anything of the desires of life. They have fulfilled, they have outlived. They have come only to know. He had come only to know. By knowing which, everything will be known. So he is a fit sadhaka for knowledge pursuit. That is what they were showing. Then they come to the rituals. These are very important. Ritam, Satyam, Tapa, Dama, Shama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These have to be done, but all should be done in the proper manner. And to do it in the proper manner, you have to have the assistance from Svaadhyaya and Pravachana. I don't know how many times I should repeat this. If this goes into our society, the society will get completely corrected. Our Indian society, civilization will again get back their old heritage. The whole society has gone wrong. Because they have come away from the Svaadhyaya and Pravachana. We have lost. People say that the Shastras have made us casteist and all. Absolutely wrong, foolish. We have come away from the Shastras. That is why we are getting into these troubles. Then come some rituals. Agnayaha. Agnayaha means there are three, it's plural. We normally, a grihastha will have to maintain 3 kinds of fire. They have to preserve it. That preservation of the fire means there's a lot of attention necessary, lot of regard for the fire, caution, everything is necessary. This attention is extremely important. So one should not neglect preserving the fire. We don't do it now because that ritual has gone, but those days it was important. But in preserving the fire also, don't neglect Svaadhyaya Pravachana. Oh, I have to keep that fire, I have to see that nothing happens there, give it. So today I will not attend the class. It is not like that. One day in Kharagpur, we were attending the Upanishad class of one Maharaj who had come from Rishikesh. He was a Bengali, he had worked in our Kharagpur IIT. We used to go to his class every morning. So one day, it so happened that something I had to do, I don't remember now. So on the way to the class, I had a scooter accident. For some time I was senseless. Then there was a head injury behind. When I got up, it has great value for me because that accident gave me the understanding of the unconsciousness and consciousness, but that can remain. I got up and again found that whether the scooter can be used, a little adjustment and all, and then went to the class. Attended the class fully, and at the end of the class when we prostrate, Maharaj used to do a Ashirvad by touching here. So when he did the Ashirvad touching here, he found that his hand has become bloody, full of blood. He said, "What is this?" Then I told that I had fallen on the way, so had an accident. And blood is falling from there. Then immediately he became very concerned and sent me to the hospital there and all. First go and you should not do like this, should not do like this. He used to tell me sometimes, what is the word, I don't remember, that is overdoing things. As we tell our Swamiji that exercises, he always overdoes the exercises. About these things it was like that. But what I want to say is that in spite of the accident also I attended the class fully well. And only when he found that it is so, he sent me. If he had not sent also, I would have gone to the hospital after that. This is the importance to be given to Svaadhyaya and Pravachana. Now, it is not only maintaining the Agni hotram cha. Those who are offering in the Agni, they have to, not only the Agni to be preserved in a proper Homa Kunda, the purity of the offering has to be maintained. While offering, the condition of the mind that has to be there, all these are, everything is written in the Shastras. So he has to do the Agnihotra ritual offering according to that. And how will he do? Swadhyaya Pravachanecha. I am doing Agnihotra, so I did not read the Shastras. Not necessary. The Vedas have told that you do the ritual and then nothing of knowledge is necessary. This, many interpretations are there. So if you miss the Swadhyaya and Pravachana just because you are doing some ritual, Agnihotra. Yes, Agnihotra, if it is prescribed, if you can do, it's fine. Or they criticize the Brahmanas also. It is written that Kathopanishad should be read in Shraddha Sabha and Brahmana Sabha. Why? The Brahmanas become egoistic about their Trisandha and Homa and all, whatever they do, the Gayatri and all. We are doing that and that is enough. We don't have to read the Upanishads, we don't have to go anywhere. They have lot of ego generally about this. So all these are corrections should come from Svaadhyaya and Pravachana. That is why this caution is given. Mundaka Upanishad has given quite a lot of caution about this. That thinking that there is nothing beyond, as if you have gone up to class 11 and you say that I have studied enough, there is nothing in the college. You may not study, that is different. But if you feel that there is nothing beyond this in the colleges or in the universities, are you not fool? But people are foolish like that. Those who are given to Karma Kanda, they feel that there is nothing beyond. The Mundaka Upanishad writes about it. Katha Upanishad also. Many other Upanishads also. Then Atithayascha Swadhyaya Pravachanecha. Later on in the next section also it is there. Atithi Devo Bhava. We are told to regard our Matri, Pitri, Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Consider mother, father, even any guest as the Devas. You have to honor them. That was the code of Dharma in our country. We don't follow, but in remote areas people still follow. If you have read about some Narmada Parikrama and all, you will find. One sannyasin, no, he was not sannyasin at that time, or it is in Ramakrishna Mission book, I think. He was going for Narmada Parikrama. At one point he had to stay. He was sick also. So he stayed in a tribal home there, the local people. So in the morning, when he got up, he was sick. He found that nobody is there at home. They have all gone. And everything is open. So when they came back, he asked the people that everything was open. You left home. I was here. Because you were here, we have left everything open. You may need something. And suppose here the yatris, those who are going for Tirtha, they are called yatris. Yatris means those who are travelers. Travelers, some will be having some stealing habits also. There might be thieves or dacoits. As such you have hosted in your house and you have left open everything. Suppose I had stolen something and gone. This man, a tribal person, he replied that we are grihasthis, we are householders. We are doing our duty. A sannyasin should mind his duty. What he is supposed to do or not supposed to do, that is for the sannyasin to decide. We are not bothered about it. We are doing our duties. Can you imagine our country? They are poor people. They had gone for cultivation or something throughout the day. This is what their guidelines. How the culture has percolated. This is the treatment to the Atithi. In many cases, in another book we read, sometimes it has happened also that they have taken away our cooking vessels and all. But what can we do? We are doing our duties. The travelers, the Tirtha Yatris, they should do their duty. So, Atithi, honoring the guest, is extremely important according to our Shastras. And there also, it is not enough if you honor the Atithi. Svaadhyaya and Pravachana. To talk about the details, there are so many things to be talked. You know, in our previous generation also, whether now it is there, I don't know. Those who have some resources, they used to make a separate cottage. Cottage means some rooms or so, just outskirt out of the house, where they used to host sadhu mahatmas or travelers also. And some of the sadhus will not take cooked food. So you have to offer them the raw vegetables and all. And have a chula, have an oven for them to cook. You have to give some vessel also. So this practice was there. But why am I saying that this practice was very much there? So that part is being followed. Atithi Devo Bhava is followed. But at the same time, they never cared about the Guru or the Shastras or anything. So they never became sadhak in the proper sense. Rather, they took to some other spiritual where it is nowhere connected to the Shastras. All peculiar forecast and predictions and this and that. We have many groups, many like that. They don't follow the Shastras at all. We are more interested in the other worldly things than this worldly things. As if here we have fulfilled everything. Why should we worry about heaven, hell and the other worldly things, what will happen after death and all, when we are not happy in the present life? Let us try to become happy in the present life and understand, think how we can become. So even if you are considering Atithi Deva Bhava and looking after that. They are cautioning Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. You cannot neglect for that your Svaadhyaya and Pravachana, because that will keep you on track, on the auspicious track. Manusham cha Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. See? Manusham cha. Be human. Our Swamiji, during his initial years, one of the initial books, the name is Dear Souls, Become Humans First. Actually, before becoming divine, before aspiring to become divine. That was the quotation. But dear souls, become humans first. I think this book is available in our website. We don't have the book printed, but the soft is available. Is it not? Can anybody say? It's there, na? Become humans first. Why? Because Swamiji found that people in the name of spirituality, religion, they are lacking in common human values. Others who are not spiritual, not religious, they are better off in human values. But one should know that without cultivation of the human values, spirituality, fulfillment will not come. It cannot come, because the spirituality means universal identity. As long as we are narrow, we are selfish, we are constricted, we are possessive, how can we become that? So, in this one.
No, the white. The book is on the website.
It is there on the website. I don't know, today I am discussing such an important topic, but Prakriti is I think Prakriti is saying, don't say all these things, the society is not ready for it. This is very good. Today only I noticed that Manushamcha is there. Become human. First, we have to become a good human being. Whether we become spiritual or not, it doesn't matter at all. You see the qualities in Bhagavad Gita in each chapter, 20, 24 or more qualities are there. At least some qualities we should try to cultivate. But everything dawns on removing the possessiveness and ahankara, ego and possessiveness. That is the fundamental sadhana. It's not meditation. It's not even Svaadhyaya Pravachana. Why? If you do the Svaadhyaya and Pravachana, then it will point you to this, that you have to get rid of the ego and the possessiveness, selfishness. Praja cha Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. Praja means you have to, it is all are meant for grihasthas. You are supposed to beget children, and in a proper manner. When somebody is giving birth to a child, actually he is playing the role of the creator Brahma. Is it not? We don't know how long the progeny will last, normally infinity. The progeny will continue. So the childbirth for which you are responsible, it is giving rise to a lineage in the civilization. So unless we feel responsible, concerned, about that what kind of a child I should present to the world. It is just like Brahma. Brahma taking a wrong step if he give birth to a wrong child. So, prajacha, not only that, nowadays people get married not to have children. One person asked me also, why is it that Swamiji says that the marriage is for vamsha vriddhi? It is for enjoying life. According to the modern young couple, it is for enjoying life. Our Shastras prevent that. Even they say that if you remain a brahmachari till 40 years, I believe it was 40 years, you have to take up sannyasa. You cannot remain a bachelor beyond 40, remaining bachelor. You are supposed to marry somebody and go in the proper manner of grihastha life. Otherwise you take to spiritual life. May not be sannyasa, but it means you take to spiritual life and then progress along that. Just because you don't want the burden of a family, you cannot remain bachelor. It's prevented. They have used a very bad word for that. For such person, they have used the word, the ashrama is a kind of it's not a good ashrama. That also Shastras have done. So, the purpose of marriage is to beget children, and to have proper, normally two should get replaced by another two. Now, if the population is small or large, depending on that, there can be some adjustment, that is different. But normally, there is a statement, na vyavachayet. That means the lineage which is progressing, we should not stop it. We should not truncate. We should not truncate the lineage. In Brihadaranyaka, it is detailed, it is written what kind of child you want, and for that what you should eat, what you should do, when you should meet the wife, everything is given. If you want a scholarly child, you want a pure child, you want a jnani child who will become a sannyasin, everything is written. We were not swadhyaya pravacana. We are not having swadhyaya, we are not having pravacana. So we don't know. We go anyway, and before we come to know also, the children are already born. This is what the society is. Society has deviated from it. I am not blaming anybody, because the society has got deviated over the 1,000 years of what do you call it? Ruled by others. So, this is prajacha. That means you should beget children, you should have a proper lineage, and swadhyaya pravachanecha. That should not be neglected. Oh no, I have now to look after my son or look after my daughter, so there is no time to attend the class or to read the Shastras or to chant every morning. No. You look after your child and also do. That is what they are saying. Do this, but not at the expense of Svaadhyaya and Pravachana. Because then this doing will not be in the proper line, it will go wrong. Prajanascha Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. Even the procreation kriya, the meeting the wife, that is also important, because that will determine what kind of a child you will have. So the Shastras have given direction how to go about it, when to go about it, before going to meet the husband, what the lady should think, before meeting the wife, what the husband should think. Everything is written. And they have encouraged, they have never blamed this procreation. In our dharma, we never considered it is a sinful thing, that we are born out of sin. That is not in our Sanatana Dharma. We are not born out of sin. We are like Brahma, the creator. And the meeting is like Hara Parvati. That is why before marriage we have lot of songs and all on Hara Parvati. We consider it to be divine. The childbirth is to be divine. It's not just for play, indulgence or anything like that. The divinity we have lost. It's a divine work, divine act. So how will you have the divinity if you neglect the Svaadhyaya Pravachana? Prajanascha Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. Prajatischa Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. See? Not only child, you should ensure that the lineage progresses. That your children should also get married and beget children. You have produced the children, fine, but if your children do not get married, that is not good. You have to see that your children get married and they also give birth to. After you have seen them, in other places detail is given. You can take to Vanaprastha when you have found that your grandchildren are born. Don't go and become babysitter and spoil the grandchildren. Take to Vanaprastha at that time. Such wise directions are everywhere. That is why they are repeatedly saying Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. Prajatischa Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. Have grandchildren, arrange marriages for your children, but never neglect study of scriptures and the understanding them, introspection on them, or teaching. Teaching also is important. If nobody teaches, then how will others know? So even if one may not be a knower, but has grown under the tutelage of a knower guru, he will be able to teach with the proper emphasis and all. If nobody teaches, then how will people know? One teaches not because of his own ego or his own satisfaction. They teach because it is a bounden duty to share whatever they have found to be of value. We speak about only what we have found in our lifelong sadhana, whatever we have found to be of greatest value, we try to share that. There cannot be any ego or ahankara there. I am teaching, others are listening. No, nothing like that. Whatever we have known to be the greatest of the greatest value, we are trying to share that. People may take it, people may reject it. We don't bother about it. Then they have come to, these are the 12 statements are there. Svaadhyaya Pravachanecha. 12 statements. Then they are saying, Rathitaraha is a rishi. His son is Rathitaraha. Rathitara's son is Rathitaraha, and his name also was Satyavacha. Why? Because he was pursuing Satyam as his greatest pursuit. So to him, Satyam, the truth, was the most important. And he was always speaking truth. Not speaking truth is very minimal. Satyavacha means whatever comes out of his mouth is truth. Then only he will be a rishi. The rishi's mouth, whatever comes out of it, it should be true. Rishi Vachana is Shastra Vachana. Whereas Paurushishtihi, that is Purushishti's son Paurushishtihi, he said that Tapa iti tapo nityaha. He said austerity, tapas is the greatest thing. He always emphasized in his teaching the tapas. And the third rishi, who is Mudgala Rishi's son, Maudgalyaha. Mudgala's son, Maudgalyaha. He was given the name Nakaha. This Nakaha is it's a good word. It means Na Akaha. Akaha means dukkha. Na Akaha means there is no dukkha. That means one who has transcended sukha, dukkha, everything. Dukkha means sukha also. You cannot transcend only dukkha, and you have to transcend both sukha, dukkha together. So this Maudgalyaha was given the name Nakaha because he had transcended sukha, dukkha both. According to him, Svaadhyaya Pravachane eveti. According to him, the most important is Svaadhyaya Pravachana. Now, if you pursue Swadhyaya Pravachana, that itself is the tapas, and that itself is the practice of Satya. So all the three, there is no contradiction at all. The three rishis, they emphasize three different aspects of the sadhana, but they all mean the same thing. That is, pursuing, not neglecting Svaadhyaya and Pravachana, pursuing the path of truth, straightforwardness, honesty, and tapasya or austerity. That pursuing Svaadhyaya Pravachana itself becomes an austerity. Okay, so we will chant the Shanti Mantra and stop. Then next day we will go to the 10th one, Aham Vrikshasya Reriva. This we chant in the Shanti Mantras in our ashram. This is one of the 10 Shanti Mantras, which will be available in the internet, in our website as well as YouTube also. I have spoken in great detail on 10 Shanti Mantras, chanting also. But this particular Shanti Mantra is a statement of self-realization. That is, Trishanku Rishi, after realizing the self, he is talking about his own state. So it's a statement of self-realization. We will take it up next day. Om Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha.
Om Shanno Mitrasham Varunaha.
Shanno Bhavatvaryama.
Shanno Bhavatvaryama.
Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi.
Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi.
Shanno Vishnurukramaha.
Shanno Vishnurukramaha.
Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo.
Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo.
Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi.
Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi.
Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma vadishyami.
Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma vadishyami.
Vritam vadishyami.
Ritam vadishyami.
Satyam vadishyami.
Satyam vadishyami.
Tanmamavatu.
Tanmamavatu.
Tadbhaktaramavatu.
Tadbhaktaramavatu.
Avatu mamavatu bhaktaram.
Avatu mamavatu bhaktaram.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.